Welcome to Thursday afternoon, everyone. I'm meteorologist Andrew Humphrey. Clouds overhead, but temperatures above average. I'm tracking showers. They're on the way for tonight. What does that mean for tomorrow morning and your weekend? Full forecast on the way first at 4.
All right, Andrew, also first at 4, Rick Perry on the hot seat. The man who once wanted to eliminate the energy department now wants to run that very same department. And you can bet that came up. Up first, terrified in her own home, a Warren family describes the threats that left a 70-year-old shaken, and police looking for 2 men. First at 4 starts now.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, a terrifying experience for an elderly woman in Warren. A home invasion, threats, and robbery. Police say 2 men broke into a 71-year-old woman's home, tied her up, and robbed her. The incident happened around 5 this morning at a home near 11 Mile and Hoover. That's where 2 masked men broke in through a window carrying a baseball bat and then ransacked her home. While the victim works to regain her trust in the community, her son gave us more details about the robbery.
2 young black males in their late 20s to 30s broke in one of the windows. It wasn't already all the way latched, and they flashed a flashlight in her face and threatened her and got her ATM number and stole her phone and wallet, threatened her to kill her cat.
Fortunately, the woman and her son were left unharmed. The suspects, though, are still on the loose this afternoon. Southfield police need your help finding the man who robbed a hotel. Last Thursday, this man walked into the Embassy Suites on Franklin Road and held up a desk clerk with a knife. The clerk gave the man an undisclosed amount of money from a cash drawer before the suspect ran off. He is described as 5'9" with a goatee and a mustache. If you happen to know where he is or have any information about this robbery, please call Southfield Police. Moving to Detroit now, where new video shows when a fire started inside a DDOT bus garage. Last week, a fire broke out at the Shoemaker Garage on the east side. Inside the garage were nearly 100 city buses. Today, Mayor Duggan honored the DDOT employees and Detroit firefighters who helped get most of those buses out of harm's way.
There were probably 85 buses at risk. That's a third of our fleet. You could have lost a third of the buses in the city of Detroit. They drove 75 buses out of the terminal before the fire could spread.
Right now, the cause of the fire remains under investigation. It is a great winter day, but you definitely have to try to enjoy those warmer temperatures in the 40s. Andrew Humphrey is in for Ben Bailey this afternoon with our first forecast. Andrew.
Karen, you're exactly right. I mean, look at these temps. Most of them all above average. The average high this time of year, 32 degrees. The only place making that mark, Port Huron at 32, so maybe you need your winter coats there. 33, a little bit milder, but not by much in Sandusky. Elsewhere, we've got 40 right now in Pontiac, and we've got 35 at City Airport, 37 at Metro. I know we have cloudy skies overhead, but it's still looking good because it's mostly dry, and it'll be dry for your afternoon commute. A little bit misty out there. I mean, visibility down now less than 7 miles, down to about 5 miles at the least across the area, but so far so good. We do have precipitation down to our south. Look how it's inching toward us. The green and yellow here, that's rain. But when it moves in here later on tonight, we'll be closer to that freezing mark. So we'll talk about a little bit of rain, maybe a little bit of ice as well. I'll let you know where for tonight's forecast and then let you know the forecast for tomorrow and the weekend coming up.
Well, tomorrow at this time, Donald Trump will be the 45th President of the United States. This is a live view of Capitol Hill as all of Washington prepares for the big inauguration day. The president-elect and his family have arrived in Washington, D.C. He had a luncheon with transition officials and his incoming staff. He'll make an appearance tonight at a concert at the Lincoln Memorial. The Trumps will stay at the Presidential Guest House. That's across the street from the White House. Spokesperson has this preview of Trump's inauguration address.
It's going to be a very personal and sincere statement about his vision for the country. He will discuss what it means to be an American, the challenges that we face as members of the middle class that they face. He'll talk about infrastructure and education, our manufacturing base.
Michigan's Michael Moore is also preparing for the inauguration. The liberal filmmaker will speak at a protest in downtown Washington tomorrow. Permit applications show about 20,000 people are expected to attend that rally. Our Kimberly Gill is heading to the Capitol for special coverage of the inauguration, and you can see her live reports tomorrow on Local 4. Former Texas Governor Rick Perry will likely become the next Secretary of Energy in spite of one's advocating to dismantle the entire department. He is one of Trump nominees on Capitol Hill today. Devin Scillian is tracking the confirmation hearings from the newsroom with the very latest. Devin.
Well, Karen, the current head of the Energy Department is a nuclear physicist, but Republicans say Perry's management experience, 14 years as the governor of Texas, have prepared him to lead the Energy Department next. During his testimony, Perry didn't seem to make any huge missteps. You may recall when he ran for president in 2012, he advocated eliminating the Department of Energy, and then during one debate, rather infamously forgot that department was on his list, that was the department on his list to be eliminated. Well, today, when senators grilled him on a long list of cuts now proposed by the Trump transition team, he referred to that debate faux pas.
Do you support these cuts? Yes or no?
Well, Senator, maybe they'll have the same experience I had and forget that they said that. But
we're counting on you. We're counting on you to educate the incoming president.
Little levity from today. Perry now says he has come to realize, though, the importance of the Energy Department. Mr. Trump's choice for Treasury Secretary also started his confirmation hearings today. Our coverage of the Trump transition continues coming up on Local 4 News at 5. Karen, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Devin. Former President George H.W. Bush remains in stable condition, hospitalized and fighting pneumonia. His doctors are monitoring him, hoping to remove a breathing tube when he is ready. Former First Lady Barbara Bush is also in the hospital, but a spokesperson says she feels 1,000% better after being treated for bronchitis. First at 4. We're also on top of stories making headlines all around the world this Thursday afternoon. Moving to Italy, where rescue efforts are underway after a deadly avalanche buried a hotel in the central region of the country. Right now, officials say at least 2 people are dead and up to 30 people may still be buried in the snow. A camp for rescue workers has been set up in a nearby town where ambulances wait for plows to clear the road leading to that hotel. In Iran, more than 20 firefighters are dead after a fire caused a high-rise building to come crashing down. Crews say up to 30 firefighters were in the building trying to rescue people when the 17-story building collapsed. At least 75 people, including 45 firefighters, were hurt in the incident. At this time, rescue crews are still searching through the rubble as more than 35 firefighters are still missing. Well, as you sit home watching TV this afternoon, can you even imagine what it perhaps would be like to be a homeless teenager? The woman you are about to meet knows exactly what that feels like. Our Paula Tutman has her story and how she is using her experience to help others.
To walk a mile in another person's shoes. Does anybody ever really do that anymore, or do they just talk about it? Well, I can tell you about one young local woman whose footsteps and the shoes she's been wearing all her life would ache others to the core. But those footsteps have led her here.
A lot of the young people that we're going to be working with in this space, they may be living doubled up. You know, they may be couch surfing in abandoned buildings.
Courtney Smith is taking us on a tour of her vision come true.
And this is where they'll be able to come and watch TV, play video games, just to hang out and get a sense of community within themselves.
The doors will soon be opening for a facility she has designed. She is an expert on homeless young people. And while she is a college grad, currently working on her master's, much of her education has come from the School of Hard Knocks.
Having been a homeless youth myself at one point in my life, having recognized and experienced some of the great need in the community, that is my why.
So when Courtney came up to me and told me about her vision, I rejoiced. I rejoiced because for me, there's a scripture that says the harvest is ripe, but the laborers are few. To me, this is like a laborer coming in and said, I have a passion for young people, and I have a passion for those that may get overlooked.
This summer, she took a train trip across the country on a mission to find and talk to those still living in poverty, shame, hiding, homelessness. And she found one common denominator beyond food. They needed rest.
And that was something that was so simple, but so poignant. So we wanted to ensure that we had a place for them to just rest.
Today, she proudly shows off that vision realized, that has come to fruition. Next week, the doors swing wide open for the Resource Center for Transient and Homeless Youth at the Bethel Community Transformation Center on Woodward. Young people will be fed, have a place to learn, get computer skills, take a shower.
Something that seems so simple that we don't really think that we may take for granted on a daily basis, but some of the young people that will be in this space will need the showers.
This really is an incredible facility, and of course with all nonprofits, and she is a nonprofit, they need volunteers and they need donations. I'll put information on my Facebook page, Local 4 Paula Tutman, so you can connect with Courtney to find out how you can help her as she continues this incredible walk. Paula Tutman, Local 4.
A remarkable young woman. Thank you, Paula. Apple could be facing a class action lawsuit connected to texting and driving. That's one story that's trending this afternoon. Also ahead, dangerous winter cold. We are going to show you what minus 47 degrees looks like. The good news, our weather could be nearly 100 degrees higher this weekend. Hi, Doc.
Hey Karen, in good health, a warning for pet owners about the dangers of medication for humans can pose to animals. And many people struggle to decide how much and what kind of fish to eat. Well, we have new guidelines. That's next.
Chickens.
And good health today, a warning for pet owners about a hidden hazard. Dr. Frank McGeorge is here, and this involves a prescription.
Yeah, that's right, Karen. The FDA says a cream that's used to treat and prevent skin cancer in humans has killed 5 dogs who accidentally ate some. The cream is called Fluorouracil, and it's sold under the brand names Caric, Effudex, and Fluoroplex. Even a small amount could be dangerous for dogs and cats. Now, the FDA is really reminding pet owners to secure all medications away from pets. And in the case of this cream, patients are also urged to avoid leaving any residue of the medication on their hands, clothing, or furniture. And if your pet is exposed, you should contact your vet immediately.
Also, a story making headlines today, important for people who should eat more fish, but they're concerned about contamination.
Well, and there are some legitimate concerns, but there are new guidelines, fortunately, available to help pregnant women, breastfeeding moms, and parents of young children make some safer choices. The guidelines divide 62 types of fish into 3 categories. The best choices, which you can eat 2 to 3 times a week, or good choices, I should say, and then there are good choices. So best choices and good choices. The good choices limit to once a week, and these are the fishes to avoid. The best choice groups include salmon, shrimp, canned, light tuna, tilapia, catfish, and cod. The avoid groups include swordfish, orange roughy, and king mackerel. Now, fish contains nutrients that are important for development during pregnancy and early childhood, so the government really hopes these guidelines can help increase consumption of healthy fishes overall. And it's important to eat fish on a regular basis anyway.
All right, some good advice. Thank you, Doc.
Sure.
Well, before we get to our forecast, this is what minus 47 degrees looks like in Fairbanks, Alaska. When it is that cold, water turns to vapor instantly. That's pretty cool. Schools had to be closed because of a dense fog over the area. Today, temperatures were supposed to hover around 40 below. It hasn't been this cold in Alaska since 2012. We, of course, are on the complete opposite side of the spectrum. I saw some kids that were actually playing in the park and swinging and sliding. I mean, it felt like a spring day today.
Well, temperatures above average, Karen, 5 to 10 degrees. And even tonight, with temperatures getting down to freezing, keep in mind 32 is actually the average high for this time of year. That's how low it gets later on tonight. Here's a look at some of those lows tonight in your neighborhood as well. We'll be down to close to areas of just above freezing right here in the metro area, around 34 right here in the Motor City, but 32 right at the freezing mark from Clinton Township, 31 in our metro zone over in Southfield. South of Michigan Avenue, middle and low 30s as well, as anywhere from 33 degrees to 35 from Lenawee County and Monroe County. West of 275, closer to freezing in western Oakland County, just above freezing in Lapeer County. And north of 8 Mile, this is key. We'll get down to around 31, 32 degrees also north of Hall Road. And that's key because we have some precipitation moving in tonight. It means a little light rain for most of us, but for others, it also means a little light freezing rain or light ice. but not as much as earlier this week. I'll get to that in a second. First, 37 degrees right now. For the auto show, if you're going out this evening, coming downtown and going over to Cobo, temperatures remaining in the middle and upper 30s for the next couple of hours. A little bit foggier by the end of tonight, with temperatures in the middle 30s just before midnight. I mean, it's 37 right now for our friends in Romeo, but 40 in Oxford, 40 degrees also in Livonia and Redford, while it's also above average in the upper 30s in places like Dundee and around Monroe, with it being around 37. Just a little touch of fog across parts of the area, but visibility is looking good. It gets a little bit foggier overnight, so by tomorrow morning you may need to use those low beams even after sunrise. And always watch out for pedestrians. And this is the rain that's on the way, or precipitation that's on the way, moving through areas just south of Indianapolis. It's on the way for us later tonight. If you have dinner plans or anything before midnight, you're just fine. You notice this precipitation starts to creep in and cross the Ohio border by around 3 o'clock tomorrow morning. So just as we're waking up and you're watching the morning show tomorrow, you see this bit of purple right here, mainly 8 mile northward. That means Oakland County, Macomb County, Livingston County northward. May start off as a little bit of freezing rain or sleet. That may slow you down in the morning, so factor on some extra time. But quickly, higher temps move on the way along with a warm front, so it changes mostly to rain throughout much of the morning. So that's what we need to prepare for as we go over the next 24 hours. That rain moving in late tonight, after midnight, 34 in town, but closer to freezing or just below 30 or 31 degrees north of 8 Mile. So areas north of 8 Mile will have a little touch of ice in the morning. Sunset this evening is at 5:27. Tomorrow afternoon, we're back into the 40s, 43 for a high. Higher temperatures on the way for Saturday and Sunday for winter blast, 50 or more with cloudy skies, and still above average in the 40s early next week, Karen.
Well, the battle over texting while driving is headed to court, and Apple could pay a pretty big price. Ellen talks about the only thing better than winning a People's Choice Award. And up first, Kid Rock will be the first star to rock the new Little Caesars Arena. We will tell you when, how much it will cost, and our fans giving him a thumbs up or thumbs down. Our trending stories are next. In our top trending stories today, a new class action suit has been filed against Apple in the state of California. The suit is trying to force the tech company to stop selling iPhones in that state until they are equipped with features that prevent drivers from texting while driving. The suit claims Apple has the technology, but is worried it would lose business if it did make that change. Also trending today, Kid Rock making some big news as he will be the opening act for the new Little Caesars Arena in downtown Detroit. He'll do 4 concerts starting on September 12th. Tickets go on sale next Friday and prices range from $20 to $75. So what are fans saying about the choice? Well, hundreds of you have been voting in our poll on Twitter. 36% say they love it. 35% say they call it a bad choice. Another 29% are lukewarm, saying it is okay. Well, a lot of people are also talking about Ellen today. She made history at the People's Choice Awards last night, picking up 3 awards. That brings her total to 20 People's Choice Awards, a new record. Ellen says she's very honored and joked there's one thing that would make her even happier.
The only thing that would make me happier, and not a lot happier, because this makes me happy, but if it was voted on by animals, because I love animals and I think they know how much I love them. But animals aren't organized enough to have an awards ceremony. At least I have not seen one.
Ellen was awarded for Best Talk Show Host, Animated Voice for Finding Dory, and Best Comedy Collaboration with Britney Spears. Still ahead, she dialed the wrong number and found a hero. The first face-to-face meeting for 2 people who never should have met. But boy, they sure glad they did.
A local cop caught on tape beating a defenseless motorist is coming home from prison. On Tuesday, William Melendez will be a free man.
If that video wasn't there, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
Only on Local 4, his victim is speaking out about being pulled over, punched out, and watching charges against him dropped and put on the cop who pulled him over.
I think he's a changed person.
Floyd Dent shares his feelings as the cop who assaulted him is set to be freed. The Defenders tonight at 11.
Celebrate.
Finally, first at 4, it started with a medical crisis, but ended with a lot of hugs, even some balloons.
Oh, we love this great news story, Karen. Helene Johnson just met the man who helped save her life. Earlier this month, Johnson fell at home and couldn't get up.
So she tried to call her son for help, but she actually dialed the wrong number. A local police officer is the person who picked up. He called an ambulance and then stayed on the line. She's doing better, as you can see, and says she might call him sometime just to say hello.
Oh, that is so heartwarming.
That is pretty cute. Thank you so much for joining us for First at 4. We're back in a half hour with Local 4 News at 5. Inside Edition is next.